Hi guys, today I am going to take a subject biology on the topic life processes. Life process is one of the very important topic in biology. So I would like to say about all this also. So first of all, let us see what is meant by life processes. See, every organism needs food, isn't it? So that is what we call it as nutrition. And second thing is it has to do respiration. In order to get the energy from the food, it has to do respiration. Then third one is transportation, because whatever the food items are there, whatever the nutrients are there, all has to be transported to various parts of our cells. Then fourth one we call it as excretion. Excretion means whatever the waste products are produced, it has to go out of our body. So that is excretion. Then last one is reproduction. So all this process is existing for all the living organism. So what are all existing? That is what we call it as life processes. First I'll write. First one is nutrition. Second one, respiration. We call it as respiration. Okay. Third one, transportation. Then fourth one, I said excretion. Then the last one we call it as reproduction. Okay, now I would like to say about something here regarding about nutrition. Okay, nutritions are of two types are there. Why every living organism needs nutrition? Because it has to grow, it has to develop, it has to do maintenance of their bodies also, isn't it? So what are the two types of nutrition? Let us see here. One is we call it as autotrophic. Second one we call it as heterotrophic. So let us see what is meant by autotrophic. Autotrophic means the green plants are there and some bacteria also. It has got some chlorophyll pigments are there. So by using that chlorophyll pigments, by using water as well as sunlight, it can prepare food on its own. And then, so it can supply. Then, what is meant by heterotrophic? Heterotrophic examples are animals, fungi, even parasites also will come under that. Then microorganisms also, unicellular organisms also comes under heterotrophic. So what is meant by heterotrophic? Heterotrophic means these organisms cannot prepare food on its own. So it has to depends either directly to the plant or indirectly. So it can eat animals also or directly from plants also it can get the energy. That is what we call it as heterotrophic. Then we already know what is meant by respiration. So respiration is nothing but we are just taking oxygen inside and then giving out carbon dioxide. So that oxygen what is actually doing after it just goes through the blood vessels, then to the blood, it goes to various cells also. So it is just helping for breakdown of that food substance and releasing the energy also. So that is what that releasing energy we call it as respiration. Then transportation, I already said what are the nutrients we are taking, that has to be transported to various parts of our cells. So transportation is also important. Excretion is removing the waste products. Now
Go.
Now I have shown here cross section of the leaves here. So what are the top I have drawn, that is nothing but wax cuticle. Then below that wax cuticle you can see about upper epidermis. Then below that chloroplast are there. Then this is a guard cells. Guard cells below that lower epidermis. Then again waxy cuticle will be there. Now mainly let us see how it takes that nutrition, and let us see here. So we already said for nutrition purpose plants needs carbon dioxide. Okay, so the carbon dioxide how it will go? See here I have drawn guard cells. Inside that guard cells I also just mentioned about stomatal pore actually. So through stomatal pores, so this stomatal pores can be adjusted by means of this guard cells actually. So this pores once open, that carbon dioxide will go inside, then we already know the plants will take the water by means of roots. So the water also will come. Sunlight, whatever the sunlight is just falling. Here I just already, that God cells only some round structures I just drawn. So that is nothing but chloroplast. And here also chloroplast are there. So chloroplast will help for preparing the food. Okay, green plants. So then after that it also needs about nitrogen for protein synthesis. So how it will get that nitrogen? So nitrogen by means of nitrites and nitrates, it just absorbs through roots and then it just passes over entire body of the plants. Okay, then apart from that it will also absorb minerals as well as water also from roots. It also needs about potassium and iron and magnesium also for its growth purpose. Then so by using this it can survive. Okay, it can prepare the food and do. So next thing is I want to say about how the nutrition takes place in the case of microorganism or unicellular organism. I'm just giving example for amoeba. We already know that amoeba has got no regular structure. So that because it is not having regular structure and only one nucleus is only one cell only, it is just doing about all its life processes. So the food particle as soon as comes over here, that what are irregular structures we call it as pseudopodia. So as the food comes over here, it will encircle that food particle by means of pseudopodia. After encircle, then by means of diffusion, that food particle will go inside and forms as a food vacuole. So food vacuole will mix along with the cytoplasm, then it extracts the energy from that food vacuole. Okay, next I want to say about how the nutrition takes place for the human being. Okay, so I have just shown the diagram here. So this is we call it as human alimentary canal. So what is meant by alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is nothing but the food pipe which goes from mouth to anus. We call it as a alimentary canal. Okay, let us come one by one here. As a human being taking the food from mouth, okay, there is a tongue is there. The tongue, it just secretes the saliva. So saliva will convert starch into amylase. Okay, after it is just converting, amylase is nothing but simple sugar. After it is converted into amylase or simple sugar, then it goes to the food pipe. This food pipe we call it as esophagus. Okay, after esophagus, then it comes to the stomach. Okay, in stomach what is happening? Let us see here. See, stomach actually secretes about hydrochloric acid. Okay, then apart from that, it also secretes about gastric juices. That is also we call it as pepsin. Then apart from that, in the lining of the stomach, there is a mucus also is present. Okay, now let us see one by one here. What the pepsin will do? Pepsin will convert protein substances into simpler substances. Then apart from that, this hydrochloric acid is there. That will make that food item as acidic things. Then apart from that, any microorganism present in the food, that will also be killed by means of the hydrochloric acid. Then what is the function of this mucus present in the stomach? The mucus will avoid the attack of the acid on the stomach lining and all. So it will try to avoid so that the stomach will not get any damages also. Okay, then after the food is here, whatever the digestion taking place in the stomach, it is only partial digestion, not full digestion, only partial. Okay, then where it will go afterwards? After the stomach, it just goes to the small intestine. So whatever I have drawn in that violet color, this is small intestine. Okay, small intestine, its length is around 7.2 meters actually. Okay, then so what exactly the small intestine will do? Here also there are enzymes are secreted here. So what are the enzymes are secreted in the small intestine? One is trypsin. Okay, so this actually, then apart from that, there is a largest gland is there in the human being. Largest gland we call it as liver. The liver has got a gallbladder is here. Just I mentioned as a bile duct. Okay, so this what this liver will do actually. So the liver will secrete about bile juices. The bile juices will come over here and then goes to that small intestine. So after that, the biles are going there. So what are the fat contents, whatever we have eaten, so those fat contents, it will change into a fatty acid. Okay, then apart from that, there is a, here I have drawn about pancreas. Pancreas also secrete about pancreatic juices that will convert the protein as well as carbohydrates also. So then, so now what will happen in the small intestine? Let us see here, these enzymes and all. So whatever the fatty acids are there, that will convert into fatty acid. Then whatever the proteins are there, that will convert into amino acids. then whatever the carbohydrates are there, that will convert into glucose. Okay, then so this is how we are getting that energy. Then whatever the waste products are there, so the waste products will be thrown into that large intestine. So large intestine, this anesthesia, so that will be, we can excrete from there. Okay, then let us see about small intestine only here. In the small intestine itself, in that lining, there is a alveoli are there. Okay, alveoli is nothing but like a finger like projections. Actually, very small things will be there. So that contains about lot of blood capillaries. So that through blood capillaries, these nutrients it will absorb. After it is just absorbed through blood capillaries, that will go and reach to the various cells also. Okay, so this is about nutrition. Okay, now I would like to explain about respiration. Nutrition I already explained. Now let us see about respiration. I already said what is a respiration. Respiration is nothing but just we are taking about oxygen. So the oxygen will break down the food molecules and then gives about that energy releases and all. Okay, now let us see how that glucose, I already said, glucose are taken from blood vessels and all. So glucose is nothing but 6 carbon molecule. Okay, that is whatever is found in that cytoplasm, that will be converted into 3 carbon molecule, that is we call it as pyruvate. Now let us see how it is taking place respiration. Okay, first I give an example for unicellular organisms such as yeast. Yeast actually does not need any oxygen at all. So in absence of oxygen only it can get the energy. So it is, we call it as anaerobic respiration. So after that yeast, what it will do, this pyruvate carbon molecule, it will convert into ethanol plus carbon dioxide and then releases energy. Okay, then now let us come for animals and all. So animals as well as plants and other things also, whatever the oxygens are coming, so that is actually it needs oxygen for breaking down the food item. So that is we call it as aerobic respiration. So here what will happen? After the aerobic respiration takes place, the food item pyruvate 3 carbon molecule will be converted into CO2, water plus energy. Okay, sometime when pyruvate, when just goes to that muscle cells, so by the time that oxygen, some lack of oxygen will be there in the muscle cells and all. Suppose if they are not done proper exercise, other things and all, then due to lack of oxygen, that muscle cells will convert this pyruvate 3 carbon molecule into lactic acid and energy. So they will have muscle cramps also. Okay, now I already explained about respiration. Next let us go about transportation. Okay, transportation in the human being, so we already know very well, transportation mainly takes place by means of the heart. Okay, so what actually heart contains? Heart is actually, it has got a double membrane, we call it as a pericardium. So the double membrane pericardium protects these hearts also. Okay, if you inside the heart, if you look at it, there are 4 chambers are there. The top one we call it as left atrium, then down we call it as left ventricle, then here right atrium are there, then down right ventricle. So 4 chambers are there. These 4 chambers, here left side and all, we just get about oxygenated blood. Then deoxygenated blood, that which contains about carbon dioxide, that and all comes through the right side of the heart actually. Okay, now let us see how that heart functions also. There is a one here dividing walls are there. This is we call it a septum. So this septum actually divides the oxygenated blood as well as deoxygenated blood also separately, so that oxygenated deoxygenated blood will not combine each other. Now how it works, let us see here. Here already I just mentioned about pulmonary arteries. Pulmonary arteries is nothing but whatever the deoxygenated bloods are there from the heart, so that it will supply to the lungs actually. So what is the function of pulmonary vein? Pulmonary vein, whatever the oxygenated bloods are produced from the lungs, so that will come through the pulmonary veins and then enters to the heart. Okay, so after that is coming here, so what it will do, after from pulmonary veins the blood enters here. Now the left atrium will start to contract. After contracting, the blood goes to the left ventricle. After it just comes to that left ventricle, then it will be supplied through aorta. Aorta I have drawn here. This is a major arteries also we call it as. So through aorta, it has got various dividing branches, that is we call it as arteries. From arteries, it will go to the various cells also and reaches there. So it will supply about oxygen, it will supply also nutrient and bloods, everything also to various cells and all. Then, so after the cells utilize these bloods and nutrients, what will happen there? So there it will reject about some waste products and all, and then apart from that carbon dioxide also it will release. So those carbon dioxide waste products and all will come through vena cava. Vena cava, there are this is upper bodies whatever are there, from upper bodies through this vena cava it will enter that impure bloods and all. So through here I written another vena cava, that is from lower bodies will come here. So how it will do here, let us see here. So once this is get compressed right ventricle, then the blood comes through upper right atrium also. After right atrium, then through pulmonary arteries, then it will reach to the heart. Sorry, it reach to the lungs. Okay, then whatever the carbon dioxide are there, that carbon dioxide will take away the lungs actually. So there is a other nostril we just releasing about carbon dioxide. Then we are taking oxygen. So those exchanges and all takes place from lungs and all. Okay, next let us see about transportation. Next let us see about excretion. Excretion for the human beings, kidney is a main importance actually. Okay, through kidneys if you look at it, it contains about several nephrons. So nephrons is nothing but lot of tubular structures. So how this nephron works here, let us see here. See, nephron contains about, there is a Bowman capsules are there, which I have drawn here. Bowman capsule contains about glomerulus also. This glomerulus will filter that bloods and all. See, already I have drawn here renal arteries. Through renal arteries, oxygenated blood and all after purification will go. Through renal vein, deoxygenated blood, whichever contains about impurities and waste products and salt and other things and all. So those bloods and all will come through venal vein. So through venal vein, it will enter here and then comes to this Bowman's capsule. Here glomerulus are there. Glomerulus function is to filter that bloods. So after filtering, so those bloods and all, so what it will do filtration? One thing is salt. Okay, then apart from that ammonia, then other waste products, excess water, all this also it will remove. So those things will be collected in the collecting duct. Okay, through collecting duct, then it will go to that ureter, then to urinary bladder, then urethra, it will just will went outside also. So excretion for the human being, one is kidney is a main function. So that is found on the left as well as right hand side also of our hip side, back side and all. Then apart from that, we also do excretion by anus also. Then apart from the skin also just doing about excretion. How skin is doing means by means of the sweating and all. So through sweating also it will go. Then apart from the lungs also working as a excretory items. So how it means we are taking oxygen, then carbon dioxide just goes out through lungs. So okay, so this is how the transportation takes place and all. Okay, now I would want to say some few things also here. So heart, how much it will do beatings and all. So heart beating, it 72 to 80 beats per minute. It is only for normal person it should be. So per minute, heart has to beat for 72 to 80 beats. Okay, then how the lungs has to do breathing and all. So the lungs has to do 15 to 18. If it just does about 15 to 18 breathing per minute, then the person is normal. Okay. Next, let us also want to say about for plants also about how the transportation takes place and all. We already know in the plants and all there is a xylem vessels are there. So those xylem vessels, what it will do, what that waters and minerals are there from roots, whatever is absorbed, so that is a conducting vessel actually. Xylem is nothing but conducting vessels for the plant. So the xylem through conductive vessel, it will pass that water as well as minerals to the leaves part, because leaves are preparing about food item, photosynthesis it will do. Then what are the food after it is prepared? Through phloem. Phloem is also conducting vessels, that food will be transported to various parts of the plants. how the plants will do excretion. So plants, what it will do is, whatever the excretion, what excess waters are there, then it will just by means of the transpiration, the stomata will open more, so that most of the waters will get evaporated. Then apart from that, sometimes it wilt its leaves also. That means once waste products more are there, by means of that leaves only, the leaves will fall from the plants. This is how it will do about excretion. Okay, so guys, I explained about life process in this video. I would like to release a lot of other videos also. Please kindly share to your friends also and put the like icon. Thank you for watching.